A very good afternoon to all of you. You're watching Midday News. My name is Aditi Nagpal Girotra. Let's get the news rolling with the headlines first. MiG-27 takes to skies one last time. Indian Air Force bids farewell to its Bahadur at a grand ceremony in Jodhpur. Aircraft played lethal role during 1999 Kargil War. Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan dedicates LPG bottling plant in Balangir to the nation. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu addresses gathering via teleconferencing. Plant will produce 42 lakh cylinders per year. Chinese military hails PM Modi President Xi for improving bilateral ties after 8th round of joint military exercises in Shillong that focused on counter-terrorism. Aadhaar project reaches new milestone. 125 crore Indians now have Aadhaar card as its use for identity purpose increases. UIDAI lists measures to strengthen enrollment and updation systems. "14 killed in a plane crash in Kazakhstan. Bek Air flight with 100 on board goes down minutes after takeoff from Almaty Airport. Rescue operation underway. The MiG-27, which proved to be an ace attacker during the 1999 Kargil War, roared through the skies for one last time today, after serving the Indian Air Force for over 4 decades. Indian Air Force bid farewell to its Bahadur at a grand ceremony in Jodhpur. The swing-wing fighter has been the backbone of ground attack fleet of the Air Force for several decades. Veteran air warriors, along with serving air warriors in large numbers, took part in the ceremony. The aircrafts also received water salute at Air Force Station, Jodhpur. Defense Ministry said the upgraded variant of this last swing-wing fleet has been the pride of IAF strike since 2006. All other variants such as MiG-23, BN and MiG-23MF and the pure MiG-27 have already retired from IAF. The lethal aircraft for their role during the 1999 Kargil War earned the moniker Bahadur from IAF pilots. LPG bottling plant of Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited in Odisha's Balangir was today dedicated to the nation. The ceremony was held in presence of Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, Odisha Governor Ganeshi Lal, among others. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, who was supposed to inaugurate the plant, addressed the gathering through teleconference. He cancelled his Odisha visit due to inclement weather in Chhattisgarh. In his message from Raipur, Vice President congratulated everyone for completing this plant in record time.
ICL बॉटलिंग प्लांट वेस्टर्न उड़ीसा में स्थापन करना और ये इसका शिलान्यास होने के बाद 3-4 महीने में काम पूरा करना बहुत प्रशंसनीय है। हमारा प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी ने उज्ज्वला योजना का नाम पे दूर दराज का इलाके में रहने वाले महिलाओं को सुविधा के लिए उन्होंने एक उज्ज्वला योजना, ऐसा एक क्रांतिकारी महत्वपूर्ण योजना स्थापना किया है। उसी कारण से देश भर में करोड़ों महिलाओं को आजकल उज्ज्वला योजना के अंतर्गत ये अब गैस पहुंच रहे और इस काम को सामने से नेतृत्व करके शीघ्र गति से देशव्यापी अमल करने के लिए श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी को मैं अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं और अधिकारियों को भी अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं। महिलाओं को जब भी उचित अवसर दिया गया तो वो किसी से कम साबित नहीं होते, इसलिए महिलाओं के बारे में सोचना, उनका सुविधा प्राप्त कराना और उनका शिक्षा प्राप्त कराना, उनका समस्याओं को समाधान करने के लिए प्राथमिकता देना चाहिए। ये बॉटलिंग प्लांट के द्वारा स्थानीय इलाका में मुख्य रूप में पश्चिम ओडिशा में एलपीजी गैस पहुंचाना बहुत आसान होगा, सुविधा होगा और थोड़ा खर्चा भी कम होगा। इसलिए ये आज का कार्यक्रम महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम था, मैंने इसलिए स्वीकार किया। मगर मैं छत्तीसगढ़ में कार्यक्रम में हूँ, वहाँ से एयरपोर्ट आके 3 घंटे से एयरपोर्ट में बैठा हूँ। खराब मौसम के कारण से हेलीकॉप्टर्स टेक ऑफ नहीं हो पा रहे और जल्द से जल्द टेक ऑफ होने का संभावना भी नहीं है, ऐसा अधिकारी बता रहे हैं। इसलिए मैंने सोचा कम से कम मैं आप लोगों को शुभकामना दूं और शुभ संदेश एक भेजूं। आप सबको शुभकामनाएं और सबको मेरा धन्यवाद।
The bottling plant has been set up at a cost of rupees 103 crore by BPCL. The LPG plant at Balangir is spread over 23 acres and have a capacity to produce 42 lakh cylinders per year. BPCL already has a LPG bottling plant at Khurda, and the new plant at Balangir will be the second for the company in Odisha. The plant, once commissioned, will supply LPG cylinders to the consumers in 14 districts of Odisha. The foundation stone of Balangir LPG bottling plant was laid on 21st May 2018 by Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. China's People's Liberation Army has said that its ties with the Indian military are improving with the strategic dialogue, practical cooperation and exchanges due to the efforts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping. India and China share arduous and at times testing ties guarding the 3,488-kilometer-long line of actual control. Briefing media in Beijing, China's defense spokesman said the just concluding joint counter-terrorism drills in India showed the determination of the two sides to protect the regional stability besides fighting terrorism. He said the PLA looks to further develop its ties with the Indian military in 2020. The military ties constituted important component of the two informal summits, Wuhan in 2018 and Chennai this year, between PM Modi and Chinese President Xi. The two countries also held 22nd round of the boundary talks in New Delhi in December end. "125 crore residents of India have Aadhaar card. The Unique Identification Authority of India announced a new milestone achieved by the Aadhaar project, crossing of the 125 crore mark. In a series of tweets, the UIDAI further said the use of Aadhaar card for identity purpose is rapidly increasing. The agency also listed a slew of measures, including launch of Aadhaar mobile app taken to strengthen the enrollment and updation systems. The further agency said that it was handling lakhs of updation requests daily by Aadhaar card holders, and that in order to help people to update details in Aadhaar cards, several Aadhaar Seva Kendras are also functional in different parts of the country. Further adding a new service point for residents, UIDAI also launched Ask Aadhaar chatbot. This chatbot is a unique AI-based chat support service that offers instant responses to resident queries. The government has made Aadhaar compulsory for subscribers of the Pradhan Mantri via Vandana Yojana, the pension scheme for senior citizens. The scheme is being implemented through the Life Insurance Corporation of India, which facilitates the subscribers with a guaranteed 8% rate of return annually. According to the Finance Ministry, any individual eligible for receiving the benefit under the scheme will require to provide proof of Aadhaar number. Union Home Minister Amit Shah accused the opposition of creating confusion over the Citizenship Amendment Act. Addressing the gathering after laying the foundation stone of East Delhi Hub, he said the Congress party is spoiling the atmosphere in the national capital by misleading people. He said that time has come to punish them. He urged the people of Delhi to punish them in the upcoming Delhi Assembly polls.
सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल पर विपक्षों ने कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व में एक भ्रांति खड़ी की। दिल्ली ने बहुत समय के बाद देखा है, लोग सड़कों पर आए, दिल्ली की शांति को भंग किया गया। मैं आज बहुत जिम्मेदारी के साथ कहना चाहता हूं, विपक्ष ने दिल्ली को, जनता को गुमराह कर कर दिल्ली की शांति को भंग किया है। दिल्ली वालों, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, पुलिस तो पुलिस का काम करेगी, मगर आपने भी दिल्ली में शांति रहे ऐसी सरकार लानी चाहिए या नहीं लानी चाहिए? सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल पर संसद के अंदर चर्चा हुई, सब जगह चर्चा हुई, कोई कुछ बोलने को तैयार नहीं, इधर उधर की बातें करते थे। बाहर निकलकर इसमें भ्रम फैलाना चालू किया और दिल्ली को अशांत किया। मैं कहना चाहता हूं, एक कांग्रेस पार्टी, इसके नेतृत्व में टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग जो दिल्ली के अशांति के लिए जिम्मेदार है, इसको दंड देने का समय आ गया है। दिल्ली की जनता ने दंड देना चाहिए।
He also slammed the Arvind Kejriwal-led AAP government. Taking on Chief Minister Kejriwal, he said the AAP dispensation has obstructed centre schemes and urged people to choose a government that will ensure peace in Delhi.
केजरीवाल जी ने एक नई शुरुआत करी। भाई सोचना भी क्यों, बजट भी क्यों देना, भूमि पूजन भी क्यों करना और उद्घाटन भी क्यों करना, किसी का कराया है अपने नाम का थप्पा लगा देना। अभी मैंने कल एक एडवर्टाइज देखी कि हर घर को पीने का पानी दिल्ली सरकार दे देगी। केजरीवाल जी, 15 अगस्त को मेरी बगल में बैठे थे आप, मोदी जी का भाषण नहीं सुना? 2019 का मैंडेट मिलने के बाद लाल किले की प्राचीर से श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कहा है कि 2024 के पहले इस देश के हर घर के अंदर नल से शुद्ध पीने का पानी पहुंचाने का काम ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार करने वाली है। और आप एडवर्टाइज देकर यश लेने की बात कर रहे हो।
BJP has hit back at the Congress over the issue of NRC and detention centers. BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra has accused the Congress party of spreading lies about the Citizenship Amendment Act. Patra said that in December 2011, the then UPA government had admitted to setting up 3 detention centers in Assam. He said that Prime Minister Modi had made it clear that no detention centers were built during BJP's rule. Sambit Patra also said that there is no connection between detention centers and NRC.
आज राहुल गांधी भ्रम फैला रहे हैं। वो कह रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री ने झूठ कहा है। प्रधानमंत्री ने क्या कहा था? प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा था कि एनआरसी के तहत भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने कोई भी ऐसा डिटेंशन कैंप नहीं बनाया है जिसमें एनआरसी के बाद किसी भी हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान को रख दिया जाएगा या डिटेन किया जाएगा। यह सारी अफवाहें झूठी हैं। ऐसा कोई डिटेंशन कैंप नहीं है। यह स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा था। डिटेंशन सेंटर का बनना और एनआरसी का कोई संबंध नहीं है, दूर दूर तक संबंध नहीं है। डिटेंशन सेंटर इसलिए होता है कि कोई व्यक्ति, कोई फॉरेनर, किसी भी देश का फॉरेनर अगर भारतवर्ष में आता है, उसके कागज एक्सपायर कर जाते हैं, वो किसी क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी में पड़ जाता है और उसके बाद या उसकी नेशनैलिटी वो छुपाता है, तो पेंडिंग नोइंग हिज नेशनैलिटी, जब तक हम जानते नहीं है उसकी नेशनैलिटी क्या है, जब तक उसके ऊपर कोर्ट केस इत्यादि चलता है, जब तक उसको अपने मातृ देश में डिपोर्ट नहीं किया जाता है, तब तक उसको एक जगह कन्फाइन रखना है। इसलिए एक कन्फाइनमेंट प्लेस होता है, उसको आप कन्फाइनमेंट सेंटर भी कह सकते हैं या डिटेंशन सेंटर भी कह सकते हैं।
Home Minister Amit Shah will visit Himachal Pradesh capital Shimla today to mark the completion of 2 years of BJP-led government in the state. A massive rally has been organized to highlight the achievements and development work carried out by the state BJP government. Elaborate security arrangements have been made in view of the Union Home Minister's visit. Braving the severe cold conditions, people across the state, including beneficiaries of various welfare schemes of the state government, will participate in the rally at historic Ridge Maidan in Shimla. BJP National Working President JP Nadda, Minister of State for Finance Anurag Thakur and Chief Minister Jairam Thakur and other prominent leaders of the party will also participate in the function. With this, we'll halt in for a quick break, but we'll be back soon. Stay tuned with us.
क्या नागरिकता संशोधन कानून 2019 किसी भारतीय को प्रभावित करता है? जी नहीं, नागरिकता संशोधन कानून 2019 किसी भी भारतीय, जिसमें मुस्लिम नागरिक भी शामिल हैं, उनको किसी भी तरह से प्रभावित नहीं करता। संविधान द्वारा सभी भारतीयों के लिए सुनिश्चित किए गए मौलिक अधिकारों को कोई भी कानून, जिसमें नागरिकता संशोधन कानून भी शामिल है, ना तो प्रभावित कर सकता है और ना ही छीन सकता है।
Welcome back. You're still with us on Midday News. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Thursday released a postage stamp to commemorate the glorious contribution of the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. The DRI is an apex intelligence agency of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs to counter the menace of smuggling of fake currency notes, narcotics, gold, arms and ammunition, wildlife, cultural heritage and commercial fraud. National Payments Corporation of India on Thursday said that customers can recharge NETC FASTags through Bheem UPI. NCPI said in a release that any Bheem UPI-enabled mobile app would now give vehicle owners the opportunity to recharge their FASTags on the go and avoid queues at toll plazas. FASTag has been made mandatory on the national highways throughout the country from 15th December. Today is 108th anniversary of the national anthem of India, Jana Gana Man. It was first publicly sung on 27 December 1911 at the Calcutta session of the Congress. It was originally composed as Bharato Bhagya Vidhata in Bengali by poet Rabindranath Tagore. The first stanza of the song, Bharat Bhagya Vidhata, was adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India as the national anthem on 24th January 1950. At least 14 people were killed after a plane crash with 100 people on board in Kazakhstan today. Airport authorities said that the Bek aircraft went down shortly after taking off at Almaty Airport, smashing into a building. At least 35 injured people, including children, in the crash were there. Flight Z92100 was en route from Almaty, Kazakhstan's largest city, to the capital Nur Sultan. Emergency service personnel have rushed to the scene. A special commission will be set up to determine the cause of the crash. And now let's talk about environment and climate change. The sea levels in the central Indian Ocean have risen by close to a meter in the last 2 centuries. And ongoing research by Simon Fraser University in Canada stresses on the alarming rise and the serious threat it poses to coastal cities and communities. Understanding where sea levels have been historically and what happens as they rise will provide greater insights into how coral reef systems and islands may be able to respond to the changes in sea levels in the future. It'll help formulate policies and manage the coastal areas according to the rise in sea level. Biting cold wave persisted in North India on Thursday as the mercury continued its downward trend and temperatures are likely to drop further in the coming days. The minimum temperature in the national capital was recorded at 5.8 degrees Celsius, while maximum at 13.4 degrees Celsius, 7 notches below normal. Cold wave also intensified in Punjab and Haryana as the minimum and maximum temperatures further plummeted in the two states.
28 और 29 में भी हम लोग कोल्ड वेव की संभावना जता रहे हैं और कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन मॉर्निंग आवर्स में रहेगी। जो ठंड हमारे पास चल रही है ऑलमोस्ट लगभग इसी रेंज में बनी रहेगी।
The Dras Belt of Kargil district became the coldest place in the twin union territories of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, recording a minimum temperature of -30.2 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature across Kashmir and Ladakh remained several degrees below the freezing point. Srinagar recorded its coldest night at -5.0 degrees Celsius. The weather remained dry and cold in Himachal Pradesh. Severe cold conditions also intensified in parts of Rajasthan. The Met Department has predicted similar weather conditions for the next 48 hours. And now let's take a look at the weather across the major cities of the country.